So, oneness, consciousness, nature of reality, the non-dual nature of reality. That we cannot talk about in a way to to make it shareable, right? But we can go into what it implies. There is many people talking about it now, many having glimpsed, many interested in it, convinced it's more real than thinking we're separate and moving around in an hostile and stranger world, right? Universe. So let's go around it in a kind of meditative way. What does it imply? So if let's say we agree on the principle, it's only one consciousness. Already you could find no limits to it. You cannot find where your consciousness begin and end. You can not find where your consciousness would touch or come into contact with someone else. So we kind of sure it's only one. Only one. And everything is in it, right? So I've listened to talks today, and there was that guy asking that said that he understood everything about the concept, but still he could not get it really, because he was still having this point of reference that is him as me. He could get it to get on the background of himself, but he could not get that the others were inside the same view. So he was still like another, maybe more subtle me, himself, that was in the background of himself, and then it should be other people in the backgrounds of themselves as well, in a way, because he couldn't, and it's always so interesting to clearly hear where people get stuck, because if not, you're talking and it's just like even less palatable. The thing is, the you oneness that you are, that is on the background, is not your thoughts about you. And that's why we say in meditation, you try to look at your thoughts. And it's not that you can stop them, because they come and go. And that's should be a clue as well, that there's no way you can stop thoughts. Same way you don't beat your heart, and same way you don't do anything you think you do, actually. But the misunderstanding comes from that point of what is the me doing if it's not me. It's like you can understand that I'm not my thoughts. The me is not doing anything, but someone has to be doing something, right? And that's where people get stuck most of the time, into that understanding. Because the more we go, the more we can understand, actually, conceptualize the non-dual I would say understanding, but we can come closer, actually, than we did, because it's getting more and more subtle. Anyway, so the let's say the problem, which is not a problem, but the thing is, the suffering comes from the self-referencing. So it's the endless seeking for a substance of the me that would be separate, that you can never find in anything because it doesn't exist. So if we're all here talking now, you're listening to me, you already, I would say, are not resistant with the non-dual view of things, meaning everything is the same consciousness. But there's still a movement that wants to reference itself, running. Because when that movement stops, then it's like you stop dreaming. Exactly the same. It's so close. The mechanism with the night dream, so close, so close. You're actually someone in your dream. Something is happening. It seems to be consistent when you're in the dream. You're sleeping, you're going somewhere, you're in a plane, and then you just jump and you're, I don't know, eating cake. And it seems so obviously logical in the dream. You have a background story in the dream. When you think about it, the story comes, and then there's another story, has no connection with the one before. And it's not a problem for you when you're dreaming, right? Why would their reality be any different? It's another clue. It's not bothering you when you're sleeping at night. And then during the day, because you have the self-referencing that you don't have in dream, during the day, you're so sure that it's continuous, that it's like congruent with yesterday. just the same. It seems so rational, logical, but it's not. And sometimes you can see that it makes no sense. Your life makes no sense. Something happened that is silly. It doesn't fit. Weird, like an accident, and you explain it in a way, but it actually has no more coherence than when you're sleeping. Same way when you go to sleep sometimes and you're thinking about something, and as you're falling asleep, like in a slumber, what you were thinking start losing its meaning, its sense. That you can like just wake up like this, and you realize that you were going into some kind of nonsense. The thought were losing their cohesion and coherence and meaning. But what's actually happening is that your attention is recessing from the thoughts. So it's not giving them sense anymore. They're just like noise, mental noise coming. It's like a foreign language, that you don't know. It just make noise. You have no idea what they're saying. They have no meaning to you. And you can notice that it's the same with thoughts when you go to sleep at night. And during the day, they come to you like, you must do this and that, and this happened, da 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 da, and he said so, and this is, and it seems so coherent. And from the science, from the mechanical point of view, that it's only neurons firing in your head, like electric energy going like poof, beef, poof, poof. But it's like it's not bothering you. No one is bothered by that fact, and the fact that just like beep, book, book in the head comes out with words and philosophy and stuff and makes so much sense, and it's so material, and then we go doing things and we just like construct them, and it has nothing to do with anything magical or inconsistent, or everything is so hard and real, and it makes no sense. It just seems to be like in a dream. So back to the background. So the guy that was having the discussion, he was announcing his opinion in a very assertive way, because he could not back up from the me notion. See, so you're either in the what's the name again, solipsism, that you think that you're me and everything is inside of you, but they still you, or you kind of more subtle solipsism, but as long as there's a you, right? There's that identification that comes with a part of your reality. That's where the problem is. You've got different sensation coming all day: touch, all the senses, thoughts, perception, everything, but they're of different intensity and structure, I say. You have like some like noise. What is noise? It's like the information has a certain type of substance. It's like a noise, and the touch is different, and you have some sensation that comes with like seems to come from different angles, like you can see and touch, and you can feel inside like a contraction or a relaxation, because that's the range of it. It's more contracted or more relaxed. So some perception seems to be more acute, right? And that it's like we have two groups, a group of sensation of perception that we call me, happening to me, because they seems to be more acute, right? And other perception that is like from outside, like would be other being or things. And so we say, okay, that's how I know it's me, because if I hurt myself, or you hurt my whatever, I hurt my foot, I'm going to feel pain. And if I hurt your foot, I'm not feeling your pain. So you're separate than me. That's mostly how we come about separation. We conclude separation, we imply separation from mostly that. What hurt, what I can feel, it's mine, and what I cannot feel, it's not mine. But actually, it's not conclusive, because the only thing you can say is, seemingly, if I um, if I harm this body, my body, I suffer a certain way. If I harm another body, it's going to be another less acute sensation. But if it's in my consciousness, I can see it. I might act, might be part of it, you or not, but you're going to react to it. You're going to be part of it one way or another. Even if you feel detached, you're going to be aware of it. If it's into your field of things, or maybe you're going to not be aware of it, but you're going to be aware of a fact that was before. It's going to be some information inside you, in a sense, that comes to your awareness. You see? Everything around you, everything you can think of, see, touch, whatever, is an information you get. It can be more or less acute, but you cannot say it's separate from it, because you perceive it with the same function of consciousness. So what's seem more relevant and more accurate is to say, there is a body inside my awareness, the one I call me, that seems to be more acute. I can't find another word than this. I can feel it. But still, You cannot say so much more because you're not beating your heart, you're not doing the breathing. Happens when you sleep, you see. The body is functioning without you being at the will of it, right? It seems that you can affect it in a certain way, or it seems that not that's the you see. It seems that something I call me seems to be affecting me. But if you really look into it, you're watching that too. You're watching the anxiety contract the body. You're watching the thinking relaxing the body. You can see that display of thought and emotion, having that dance of I contract, I relax, I feel safe, I feel unsafe, right? And you can see others doing their stuff and it seems less acute. And actually, it provides you um, a comparison. You can say, oh, this one seems to be warm and I'm freezing. It's beautiful, I'm ugly, blah, blah, blah. You see? But you cannot apply from seeing everything, all this, that you are a separate center of command. The talking happens, critics, action, choice, and movement. And something that say, I did that. But the background is the background of everything. And you cannot be anything else than this. And the words coming or the thinking saying, I, blah, blah, blah. You don't even know how it's doing it. How is the voice coming up, making sense, right? Sometimes you don't even know why you said something. It's more obvious than other time. It's a voice coming out or thinking coming and going. You cannot find the substance of it. It's all coming and going into a kind of never-ending middle. It's like a space with no size. Right? Space and silence. The two quality of something that is has no shape. Everything else has shape and form and seemingly, but silence is always the same, right? You have different sort of noise, all ranges. You can never find two the same noises. They come and go, always new, but the silence is like the the smallest particle. So always come back to it. It doesn't have to have a bigger size. It always come to it. Has to be that point with no size. That's the paradox of infinite. That is no no has no measure. Everything else is measurable. That's the thing. That's why it's called Maya, come from measurement and metric, matrix. You call it the way you want. It's it's an endless comparison. Small, big, left, right measurement. It's labelization. It's measure. You have distance, something. That's the illusion is measurement. And what is endless has no limits, which is infinite, is just one point, which is a point that is so small that is no point, but it always comes to that same. Between all the noise in the universe, there is the same silence, comes to the same point. There's no, it's not a bucket of silence, it's always the same, come back to the same point. You find the same now, the same pointings in quantum mechanics. The waves and particles now are called wavicles, something, because it's no substance, and it comes to that 0 point, which is infinite. It's so perfectly, amazingly simple and complex at the same time. So beautiful, but it's so obvious as well. It's so obvious, right? Because when you really look into everything, you can come back to that 0 point. You cannot find that me you're defending. It's only defense. You find criticism, and it's always like going around very fast around nothing. And because it's going so fast around, like it's a dance that is like almost a shape of something, but it's nothing in it. It's a misunderstanding of the movement. And there's no movement. That's why the little me is always on the run, because it is a compilation of actions. That's why the word selfing is so telling. Goes on selfing itself, chum 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 chum. Because when you stop, anxiety comes. I should do something else. There's something I must do. I shouldn't be here. I feel uncomfortable. Or maybe I need a drink now. Or watching TV or whatever. I need to be on the move. Because when the me is not moving, because it's only defined by his action and choice, conditioning, you can see. You define yourself only by what you do, where you're from, what others have done concerning the idea of you. But when you're not doing anything, who are you? Who are you when you're not doing anything? There's a body that is sitting somewhere. Who are you? Where are you? That's why the anxiety is there. But there's no one anxious. That's the thing. Sensation? Some kind of, call it attention, but what is it? It's like, it's a self-sustaining something. Can be anxiety, can be joy, can be whatever object you can see. You can see. But it's just like seeing itself. It's like attention is just the fuel that is like making it shine, and then attention goes away and the thing just vanish and something else comes up. But there's no one having an attention. It's like self-sustaining objects. It's like, so it's like, it's so paradoxical in a way, because it's like it's infused with the attention and stop existing when attention recedes. So attention is called love as well. It's like the love is like the life force of things appearing. There is no one observing. They observe themselves, actually, with that infusion of attention, love, grace. So it seems to be from your eyes, but actually the things will recognize your form as well as themselves. It's the mystery of attention. You cannot exclude the me from the rest. They go all together. That's why the moment is so complete, perfect in a sense, whatever form it takes, coming and going, because there is no other option. There is no option. There is no other option. There is nothing else happening behind the scenes. You see, it's like you're watching a movie or a serial, and you have the characters doing something, and they say, "Oh, we were at the restaurant, and now we're back, but they were not at the restaurant. They're just telling that. They just enter the scene, and it's just happening now, what they're doing. And they just relate to some backstory. But it's not real. And it's the same for what you see around you. There is no backstory where they come from. You have a story about it, but it's exactly like a movie. We have so many echoes of reality in Night Dream, in what we do as literature, movies, and so on, and the computers now. Reality is unresolvable, paradoxical, unresolvable, and fractal. That's why it's, yeah, holographic is a nice description. There's noise and quietness at the same time into the moment. That cannot be beautiful or ugly, because it's everything at the same time. It has no reference point possible outside of itself, so it cannot be compared. It cannot be other than it is. It's not going anywhere. It did not come from anything, anywhere. It's just changing form. Changing form. It's like like a resonance of stopping to criticize and trying to like move away from it, like if you were in a quicksand, you're moving, trying to move away from it. When you come into quiet resonance with it, it just becomes clear. But it doesn't affect it. It's just clarity is something that moves in it as well as another object, right? There's clarity, and the contraction of the seemingly me that just fade. But doesn't change at all that point of silence or space that is so zero point that you are. So that's so maybe too much said. You already it. You say, yeah, but I have my problem, what does it change? But yeah, so go to the implication. Maybe the problems are not problems, it's something else. I mean, in a way, it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not something that should be. It's all about, like, after the perspective into how you, yeah, back to how you resist it or not resist it. Take it as, yes, cannot be different. It's changing, but it cannot be different. So there is no problem. There is no division, so there can be no problem. Unless there is an insistence that there is a division. Until there is no insistence that should be a division. And a division is just like the idea of division is dropped. But it's all in the play of forms. That's why it doesn't matter. Actually, because it cannot be affected. If it was affected, you would not be it now, and you are it now already. So everything that happens has to be perfect as well. So I'm going to conclude on this. What really helps in the way of what I call coming back to that deep relaxation of resonance with just reality is to explore the implication of everything is one. So what you don't like, don't want, resist, but you, or the shoulds, those are false. For what it takes, I mean, really for the, doesn't mean so much, but if you question everything that you think that is not going, that is not quite right yet, or seems to be in the way, or whatever you have to complain about, because it's all perfect already, then you can, haha, I'm not seeing it. The way that is most relaxing, most less, yeah, the way that gives me less suffering, maybe the best way to say it. So just see that, okay, it is perfect already, I'm just not seeing it clearly. So you cannot force a clear seeing, but you can see that it's not clear and just relax, like saying, okay, now I see, I don't know, I can't find the switch, the light switch, so I cannot see, so I'm gonna wait. But I'm not going to try to see when it's dark. I'm gonna wait until I found the light switch, right? But I know I'm in the right room. I just cannot light the light. I'm gonna stop complaining about not seeing, because I know that the light is off, right? I don't know if my metaphor is very good, but it's like having the conclusion before you started the problem. You know the result. It's all perfect already, and you know it. You cannot be anything else. So apparently you have an idea that you're not it yet. So you can at least tell yourself, and again, you're not talking about me because who's talking to blah blah. But anyway, that helps. The idea that you need to do something else and you're not it yet is false. You're already it. And if you can really relax into that, that will help. More than, hey, I have to do this, I have to practice this, I have to go there, I have to move again, do more selfing. I'm going to identify with that spiritual master. And you go on the dance of moving into the Maya, right? Measurement. I'm here, I'm not here, I should that. Just come to that conclusion. I'm not seeing right, but I'm it. And stop. Stop there. Relax. You don't have to, that's because I have to see it right now. No, I'm just not seeing it right. But there's nothing to do. Just see it. Because you're going to move and you're not seeing it right, so you're going to see it, go on seeing it wrong, you see? There's no way out in moving. Just say, it's already perfect. I'm just not seeing it right. So can I detach from trying to see it right? It's perfect with the not seeing it right, right? That's the thing. And you relax. And then you will get your focus. And again, it's the way of saying, but there's no thing of focus or whatever. But just to make it helpful. These two. So let's walk on this edge of the paradox. But if you just, if you can stop at just having the constatation, just being clear, I'm not seeing it right because I'm already it. It's perfect. And there is no division, and I'm it. Whatever it is I cannot see clearly that I'm it. Or the way I'm the ground of being, I'm not really the observer, I'm on the background. All that thing that you cannot get your mind on it, you know? That's you cannot see it, right? You cannot grasp it, and it's not like it seems not be happening because you're struggling with it. So stop there, say, okay, there's struggling with the concept and whatever the seeing of it, but I'm it nonetheless, non-affected, and it's moving that way at this moment that I'm not seeing it. Don't go looking for a reason why, because they won't give you anything, because there's no reason inside the not seeing it that will get you the seeing, right? That cannot be, because it's inside the concept and the mental mind stuff that you're struggling. That's some resistance in it. So just recognize it. I'm struggling, but I'm it. And then, so relax into I'm it, and open to noticing what it means as a fact, not as a mental stuff, right? So you're struggling, there is confusion, but I'm it. So as it, I have nothing in me to mind the confusion, right? So I just relax. And even if you mind the confusion, I mean, okay, I have a struggle and I mind the confusion, yes, but I can relax around this, and it's okay to mind, to be upset and to be confused and to avoid this because I'm it. No, it's like you take it as the main point. I'm it already. It's perfect even with this. That get all the power out of the struggle, right? That's the thing. You stop being divided with the division. What do you care if there is struggle and you think you're a little wooden toy like a Pinocchio? What does it matter if you eat, right? You can think you're like a worm or whatever. You eat. It doesn't matter to it, right? Even if you don't see it now, but you eat now. So just relax and let the wooden Pinocchio try to go to the circus and try to be a. It won't work. Let it do what it does because you don't care, you eat. Stop caring for the outcome of the struggle. You eat. Let the struggle die on its own death. And yes, nothing is happening. It's already perfect, and in that moment, maybe nothing is happening. And you don't need anything to happen. You eat. You're everything already. That way or another way. What does it matter? It doesn't matter. You're not going anywhere. Now you know you eat, right? You arrived. The shape of it today is like this. Why would it matter to you as it? Just stay there. Stay with that question. Why would it matter to you? Then yeah, but it matters to he wants to go there, he wants to do this, and yeah, he's struggling. That thing that you're looking at, but you eat. So relax into the it and like wait and see. That's the case. But at least you will relax, detach from the struggle. Be okay with it. Don't push it away. You will stop the momentum. You eat already, right? You arrived. So just relax. Do whatever comes to you doing. Don't judge it. You eat already. Maybe you're gonna go watch TV or I don't know, eat some ice cream or do nothing. Go fishing. Do something. It doesn't matter now. You eat. Stop the struggle. Stop the war. Just stop. Whatever the state you're in, don't judge it. Maybe you're in a bad mood, okay? Maybe this so bad mood you feel like you want to have a better mood. Follow it. Get in better. Maybe you want to just do it. You eat. Just relax. Look around and say that's all me already. There's nowhere to go. And relax in that. And then you tell me, right? Comment and tell me. Good night.